Baby. No contact. 2 words that used to terrify me. Words I never thought you'd actually follow through on. But here I am, sitting in the echo of your silence, realizing that everything has changed. Everything. I used to think I had all the time in the world, that no matter what I said or didn't say, no matter how long I kept you waiting, you'd still be there, glowing, loyal, unshakable. But now, your absence is louder than any fight we ever had. And it's making me see things I refused to see before. Baby, the tables have turned, and I'm finally on the side I never thought I'd be on. The one begging the silence to speak. You used to be the one waiting on a sign. I remember that. The way you'd hold on to hope when I gave you nothing but cold glances and half-truths. The way you tried to understand me even when I barely understood myself. And baby, I'll admit it, I took advantage of that. I mistook your patience for permanence. I thought I could disappear, pull away, and come back whenever I felt like it. I thought I was in control, but now that you've gone quiet, I see the truth. I was never in control. I was just too blind to realize that the real power was always in your hands. And now, you finally picked it up. At first I didn't believe it. I thought this was just another phase. She's emotional, I told myself. She'll reach out, she always does. But then days turned into weeks, and those weeks became this endless stretch of time where my phone doesn't light up with your name, and your energy, God, your energy, doesn't wrap around me anymore like it used to. Baby, you don't chase. You don't beg. You don't even look back. And that's what's destroying me. Because the moment you stopped chasing was the moment I realized I've been running from the only thing that ever truly mattered. I see it now. Every time you tried to reach me, it was never about control. It was about love. It was about connection. It was about breaking through walls I'd built before I even knew you. You weren't trying to trap me. You were trying to free me. From myself, from the stories I'd been told, from the pain I never admitted I carried. And what did I do in return? I pushed you away. I kept you at arm's length. I acted like I didn't need you. All while secretly feeling like I'd fall apart if you ever really left. And baby, you did. You walked away. And now I'm the one unraveling. Let me be honest with you. Your silence is louder than any scream. It's not passive. It's not soft. It's a revolution. You've gone from the one who waited to the one who walked. And that shift has turned my whole world upside down. I can feel it in the way my breath catches when I think of you. I can feel it in the way I replay our last conversation. Wishing I had said more. Wishing I had said what was buried deep in my chest all along. That I love you, that I never stopped, that I was just too afraid to say it. But now, baby, you're not even looking my way, and that scares me more than anything else. Because for the first time, I'm realizing that I might have taught you how to live without me. And I don't know if I can live with that. Baby, let us know below. Do you feel it too? Do you feel how this silence isn't just distance? It's transformation. Because I swear, it's changing me in ways I never expected. I used to think I held the power in this connection. I thought my silence was strategy. My distance was dominance. But now that the roles have reversed, I see that what you gave wasn't weakness. It was strength. It was soul. It was love in its rawest, most courageous form. You didn't just wait for me, baby. You carried me through storms I didn't even thank you for. You stood by me when I was pushing you away, and now that you're gone, I realize no one's ever stood by me like you did. They told me to move on. Friends, family, even that voice in my head that always tries to act like it's tough. She's done, they say. Just forget her. But how do I forget the only person who ever saw the real me? How do I forget the one who didn't flinch when I was at my lowest, who held me in her heart even when I gave her every reason to let go? Baby, they don't know what we had. They don't feel what I feel every time your name echoes in the back of my mind. You weren't just another woman. You were the moment my soul recognized home. And now that home is silent, and that silence is teaching me everything. I see your power now. It's not loud. It's not aggressive. It's quiet, unwavering, divine. You don't need to scream to be heard. You don't need to chase to be remembered. Your energy speaks even when your mouth doesn't. And baby, right now, your silence is writing chapters in my heart that no one else has ever touched. I watch you from afar now. Yeah, I still check. I still scroll through your posts. I still stare at your pictures, wondering if that glow on your face is freedom, or if there's still a piece of me lingering in your smile. I wonder if your silence is peace or punishment. Are you healing, or have you already healed? So much that I no longer fit in your story. And if that's the case, baby, I don't blame you. I just wish I had realized sooner that loving you was never a game. It was the greatest honor of my life, baby. Let us know below. Have you found your peace? Because I'm still searching for mine. You are different from your pain, and it used to lift me up. Mark Twain, love. Ruth, you know what no contact did? It made me face myself. Really face myself. No distractions, no illusions. Just me, my guilt, my longing, my truth. I replay the moments I could have hugged you tighter, the texts I left unanswered, the days I acted like you were too much when you were really just giving too much love to someone who wasn't ready to receive it. And now that I'm ready, you're gone. And baby, that's a pain I don't know how to pray away. They warned me you might walk away someday. I just never believed you'd actually do it, because you always came back. You always forgave. You always made excuses for my silence, for my distance, for my fear. But not this time. This time, it's me waiting. This time, I'm the one pacing, refreshing, hoping, whispering your name into the void. This time, baby, it's my turn to learn what it means to want someone with your whole soul and not know if they still want you back. And maybe that's what growth looks like. Maybe this pain is my medicine, because for the first time, I'm not hiding behind pride. I'm not pretending I don't care. I'm not playing games. I'm just here, raw, broken, honest. And in this place, I see you clearer than I ever have before. You weren't just light. You were lightning. You didn't just love me. You woke me up, baby. Let us know below. Do you remember the way we used to feel? Because I can still feel it, like it was yesterday, baby. You ever wonder what silence really does to a person? Because now I know. It doesn't just echo, it exposes. It lays every hidden truth bare. And it's in this silence that I've come face to face with everything I never said, everything I avoided, everything I didn't want to feel. You've been gone in the quietest way possible, but the noise inside me hasn't stopped since. It was loud, messy, full of memories and regrets I never knew had such weight. And the thing that breaks me most, you're not checking anymore. I used to feel your energy, watching, still holding on, still wondering. But now, it's like you finally exhaled me out of your system. And that, baby, that is the moment I realized the tables didn't just turn. They flipped completely. I scrolled through the messages you once sent me. Long, honest, full of so much hope, even when I gave you barely anything in return. You used to write like you believed in me more than I ever believed in myself. You gave your all, your heart wide open, no backup plan. And I treated it like it was always going to be there. That was my mistake, my biggest one. Because now I'd give anything just to hear you say good night again. Not even, I love you. Just good night. Just to know I still live somewhere in your thoughts. You know, I used to convince myself that I had all the time in the world to figure this out. I thought I could explore, delay, detach, and you'd still be there, waiting, patient, forgiving. I thought your love was endless, unshakable. But baby, your silence proved something else. Your silence proved you were the strong one all along. You were the one who knew your worth, even when I couldn't see it. You were the one who was willing to walk away, not out of spite, but out of self-respect. And baby, that shook my world, because now you don't text, you don't call, you don't reach, and I can feel the shift in my bones. I feel the power leaving my hands and returning to yours, where it belongs all along. You're no longer the one hoping I'll choose you. I'm the one now praying the door hasn't closed forever. And baby, I'm not just saying that to make you feel something. I'm saying it because it's the truth. I can't escape anymore. I used to think I was the mystery in this connection, the one pulling back to keep things interesting. But you became the real mystery, because now I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know what you're feeling. And that scares me more than anything, because I realize now that once you go quiet, it's not temporary. It's transformational. Baby, let us know below. Do you feel that too? That shift from pain to power? Because your silence doesn't sound like heartbreak anymore. It sounds like healing. I wonder if you still listen to those songs we used to share. I do, and every lyric hits differently now. Before, it was comfort. Now it's a mirror. Every word reflects what I lost, what I ignored, what I didn't protect. I can't pretend anymore. Not to myself, not to the world, and certainly not to you. You were my mirror, baby. You showed me everything I was hiding. And I hated you for that sometimes, because it's hard to look at your own wounds when someone loves you anyway. But now, I see. You weren't trying to expose my flaws. You were trying to heal them. I remember when you used to ask me what I was thinking, and I'd shrug it off, or give you half answers. But now I wish I had told you everything. I wish I had poured my heart out, even when it felt vulnerable, because you would have held it with care. You always did. I see that now. I see everything now, and it's overwhelming. Because what do you do when the one person who always saw the best in you stops looking? Better Achieva. Baby, let us know below. Did you stop looking, or are you just done hoping I'll finally see? I know you probably had nights where you cried in silence, wondering why I didn't show up. I know you asked yourself what else you had to do to be enough. And if I could go back, baby, I'd show up to every one of those nights. I'd sit beside you. I'd wipe your tears. I'd whisper, "It was never you, baby. It was me. It was always me, too scared to be loved so deeply." But I can't go back, and that's the curse of this silence. It holds no rewind button. They say silence is golden, but right now it feels like fire. It's burning away all the illusions I used to hide behind, and what's left is raw truth. I miss you. I need you, and I don't know how to undo the damage I caused. And baby, I swear, I'm not saying that because I'm lonely. I'm saying it because no one's ever matched your soul. No one's ever lit up my spirit the way you did. I tried to distract myself. Other voices, other bodies, other moments. But none of it reached me like you did. None of it even came close. Because it wasn't about company. It was about connection. And that only existed with you. And now I wonder, are you loving someone else the way you once loved me? Are they hearing the same words I took for granted? Are they waking up to the good morning texts I stopped replying to? God, the thought alone makes my chest cave in. Because for so long I thought I was the one with the power. But baby, you were the storm all along, and now that you're gone, everything feels still. Too still. Baby, let us know below. Are you still dreaming of me? Or are you still dreaming of me? Or have you still dreaming of me? Not tonight, but hard when you were hunting and hunting. That is a flower. Are you still waiting for one more? I don't know what happens next. I don't know if you'll ever return, or if your silence has already carved a new path that doesn't include me. But I do know this. No matter how long I live, I'll never forget the way you loved me. It was rare, it was raw, it was everything. And even if I never hear your voice again, even if this silence becomes permanent, I'll carry your love like a scar across my soul, one I'll never want to erase. Because baby, no contact didn't just break me, it rebuilt me. It showed me the reflection I used to run from. It forced me to sit with the truth. I lost the most powerful love I ever had because I wasn't ready. And now, I would do anything just to show you that I finally am. Baby, let us know below. Is there still time? Or is your silence now the story's final page? Baby, there's a part of me that still waits to hear your name. I'll be honest. I walk into places hoping you'll somehow be there. That maybe by some miracle our paths will cross like a scene from a movie. But that's the thing, isn't it? This isn't a movie. There's no guaranteed ending. No script where everything works out perfectly, just real life. And in this version you're gone, and I'm still here, stuck in the echo of everything I didn't say, stuck in this brutal realization that I'm finally feeling the weight of a silence I used to ignore. It's strange how the things we run from are often the things that end up teaching us the most. Your silence, your absence, this space between us. It's become a mirror. It's shown me the pieces of myself I avoided for years. The guilt, the fear, the deep buried belief that I didn't deserve a love like yours. And maybe that's why I couldn't hold it when I had it. Maybe deep down, I was always afraid you'd see through me, that you'd wake up one day and realize I wasn't enough. So I ran first. I pulled back. I created distance so that you wouldn't have to. But baby, you stayed. You stayed longer than anyone ever has. You gave me chance after chance, even when I didn't ask for them. You saw through my silence, my attitude, my walls, and you kept believing until one day you didn't. And now that your belief is gone, now that you've gone quiet, I'm left holding all the pieces I refused to look at before. And I swear I'd give anything to go back and hold you tighter in every moment I held back. I see your light now, and not just the kind of light people admire from afar. I see the depth of it, the strength, the softness, the storm, the stillness. You weren't just love, you were a revolution. You didn't just walk into my life, you awakened it. You stirred something inside me that no one else ever touched. And now that you're not around to remind me of that, I feel the absence in every breath. I feel it in the way the nights are colder, in the way the world feels dimmer. And here's the truth I can't run from anymore. I didn't lose you the day you walked away. I lost you the day I stopped showing up, the day I stopped answering your love with mine, the day I stopped fighting for what we had, because I thought you'd always be the one to fight. But baby, even the strongest soul gets tired. And now, I see, you didn't give up. You gave yourself back to yourself. And God, that's beautiful and heartbreaking. All at once, baby, let us know below. Did it hurt when you finally let go? Or did it feel like peace? I watch you now, even from a distance. You're glowing. You've become everything I was too blind to appreciate. I see the way you carry yourself now. Strong, unbothered, grounded in a way I never imagined possible. And it kills me in the most honest way, because I realize now, that version of you, that unshakable version, I helped create her, not through love, but through absence, through pain, through my failure to show up. And that's the part I can't forgive myself for. You were never too much. You were never too emotional, too intense, too available. I just wasn't enough. Not enough man, not enough truth, not enough presence. And I let you think it was your fault. I let you carry the weight of my silence like it was something you caused. But baby, it wasn't you. It was me, terrified of being seen and loved anyway. And now, I can't even tell you that. Because your silence doesn't leave room for answers. It only echoes the questions I should have answered when I had the chance. Now I sit with them, day after day, and every answer I find comes too late. Do you know what the worst part is? It's not the silence. It's the possibility that you've grown so far beyond me that I no longer fit anywhere in your world. That someone else will get the version of you I was too blind to fight for. That someone else will hear your laugh, see your beauty, feel your warmth, and this time, they'll stay. They'll love you the way I should have, and I'll have no one to blame but myself. Baby, Let us know below. Do you think of me when you laugh? Or has someone else earned that place? Sometimes I imagine what it would feel like to show up at your door, no words prepared, just truth in my eyes and apology in my heart. I imagine you opening the door, seeing me, and everything pausing for a second, the world holding its breath to see what happens next. But in that fantasy, I never know what you'll say, because I don't know where you are anymore. Not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually. I don't know if your heart still beats for me, or if I'm just a lesson now, a past chapter you've already rewritten. And if that's true, if I've already been replaced by your healing, then baby, I'm proud of you. I really am. Because even if I'm not the one beside you now, I'll always be the one who watched you rise from the ashes I helped create. I'll always be the one who had a front row seat to your transformation, even if it meant being the reason you had to transform. But baby, God, I miss you. I miss everything. I miss the late night talks, the silly jokes, the way you said my name like it meant something more than just letters. I miss the peace I found in your presence, the kind of peace you don't even know you have until it's gone. And now, I live in the space between regret and realization, between what was and what could have been. And baby, I don't know if that space ever ends. Baby, let us know below. Do you feel the echo too? Or have you filled it with something better, baby? The more I sit in this silence, the more I realize it's not just about losing you. It's about losing the version of me that only existed when I was with you. I didn't just lose a lover. I lost the mirror that showed me who I could become if I just dared to believe I was worthy. I didn't just lose your touch. I lost the shelter it gave me when the world felt too heavy, and now without your love holding my edges together, I feel like I'm breaking in places I never even knew were fragile. People ask me why I seem distant now, why I've changed. They don't understand that when someone like you leaves, not in anger, not in revenge, but in silence, it changes a man. It wakes something up. It rattles the soul. Your silence isn't empty, baby. It's filled with all the words I never said, all the love I didn't return, all the moments I thought I had more time for. And now that time has run out, I can feel it clawing at me like a ghost that won't rest. I keep thinking about the last time we spoke. Not the words, those are already fading, but the way you looked at me. God, I didn't see it then, but I see it now. You were already gone, not physically, not yet, but your spirit had started packing its bags. Your hope had already begun folding itself into something safer, something softer. And I stood there, blind, thinking I still had time, thinking you'd wait forever. But baby, no one waits forever. Not even for a love as deep as ours. And now, I carry that moment like a wound I refuse to let close. Because if it heals, it means accepting that you're really gone. And I'm not ready for that. Not yet. Because part of me still believes you're out there somewhere, whispering my name in your prayers, still checking once in a while, still hoping, just like I am. But the other part, the part that knows better, that part sees your strength now. It sees the woman you've become since the silence. It sees how beautifully you've risen, how you've stopped explaining yourself to people who never deserved your voice in the first place. It sees the fire in your eyes now, the one that used to flicker in search of my light, but now burns entirely on its own. And baby, that fire humbles me. You're not the same woman who cried at my distance. You're not the same soul who begged for crumbs of affection. You've evolved, grown, transformed. And while I sat here thinking you were healing in a corner, you were building a kingdom without me. A life where your name no longer ends in a question mark at the end of my silence. And that is when I knew the tables had turned, baby. Let us know below. Do you still feel me in the quiet? Or has your soul finally stopped reaching for mine? There's something sacred about the way you walked away. No explosions, no breakdowns. Just a calm exit that screamed, I finally love myself more. And that silence, it did what all my words never could. It broke me wide open. It made me sit with myself. And for the first time, I wasn't proud of who I saw. I saw a man who took loyalty for granted. A man who mistook softness for weakness. A man who believed love would always wait, even if he never showed up for it. But baby, you taught me something without even trying. Love may be patient, but even patience has an expiration date. And I pushed you past it. Now I sit here with everything I thought I wanted, and none of it matters. Not the validation, not the distractions, not the empty what-ifs. All of it fades when I think of what we had. Because what we had wasn't ordinary. It wasn't transactional. It was a connection written in soul ink. Something that happens once in a lifetime. I wonder now, if you look back at us and smile, or if the pain runs too deep. I wonder if you've forgiven me quietly, without needing to hear my apology, or if there's still a part of you that aches when you remember how much you gave to someone who couldn't meet you there. Baby, I don't expect you to answer, not with words, not even with a look. Your silence has already told me everything. It told me you're done explaining, done waiting, done breaking yourself into pieces just to be understood. And that's the most powerful goodbye of all. Baby, let us know below. Have you forgiven me in silence? Or do you still hold the ache I placed in your heart? There's a part of me that hopes you still believe in us. That maybe, just maybe, beneath the strength you've built, there's still a flicker of softness, a door left slightly open, not because you need me, but because at one point we were magic, and magic doesn't disappear. It transforms, it waits, it watches, and sometimes it returns. But I also know you don't owe me that. You don't owe me anything. If all I ever get now is silence, then I'll honor it. I'll respect it, because you earned that peace. And if loving you from a distance is all I can do now, then I'll do it with reverence, quietly, without expectation, because that's what real love does. It doesn't cling, it lets go, it trusts, it heals, even in separation. Baby, I know you're not reading this, but if you were, I'd just say one thing. Thank you. Thank you for loving me when I couldn't love myself. Thank you for holding space for me when I didn't know how to ask. Thank you for your silence. It taught me what words never could. And thank you for becoming everything I didn't have the courage to be. And baby, if your heart ever wanders back to mine, even for a second, just know this. I'll be here. Not the same man you walked away from, but a man who finally understands the value of what he lost. A man who finally knows that no contact wasn't a punishment. It was a gift, one that forced me to rise. Baby, let us know below. Can you still feel the thread that connects us? Or has it already dissolved into something I'll never touch again, baby? There's something I've been avoiding saying, not because I don't feel it, but because it terrifies me. And now, with your silence surrounding me like a blanket I can't shake off, I know I can't run from this anymore. So here it is. I was wrong, not just in the little ways, but in the soul-shaking, foundation-breaking kind of way. I was wrong to make you doubt yourself. I was wrong to act like your love was too intense, when really, it was everything I needed. I was wrong to treat you like an option, when you were the only answer my soul ever searched for. And the cruelest part, I knew it while it was happening. Somewhere deep down, I knew. I could feel the way you were pouring yourself into this connection, trying to hold both of us together with nothing but faith and love. And I let you. I let you carry all the weight while I played distant, while I pretended I didn't feel the same. But baby, I did. I felt it all. Every word you never said out loud. Every tear you cried when I turned cold. Every silent prayer you whispered at night, asking the universe to give me clarity. I felt it, and I buried it, because I wasn't ready to become the man you saw in me. But now I wake up in a world where you no longer reach for me. A world where your name still lives on my lips, but your presence has vanished from my days. And it's in this world, this aching, hollow space, that I've come to see you clearly. Without my fear, without my pride, without my excuses, you were right about everything, about us, about what love is supposed to look like. It's not power games or push and pull. It's not breadcrumbs or second guessing. It's presence, it's honesty, it's consistency. It's what you gave me over and over again, even when I didn't know how to receive it. And now, baby, now the silence is all mine, and it's loud, it's deafening. I used to think no contact was just a phase, something temporary, a strategy. But this is different. This is real. This is you choosing yourself, not to hurt me, but to heal you. And that choice, it might have broken me, but God, it saved you. And I can't even be mad about that, because you deserve that freedom. You deserve that peace. Baby, let us know below. Do you feel lighter now? Do you feel like you finally came home to yourself? There are moments, quiet, still, painful moments, where I catch myself whispering your name under my breath, as if it'll summon you like magic. But you don't come, you don't answer, and I don't blame you. Because this time, the magic you once believed in is no longer tied to me. It's tied to your freedom. And maybe that's the most beautiful ending I never saw coming. I watch you bloom from afar now. I see your strength, your softness, your silence. And baby, it's poetry. You've become the kind of woman who doesn't chase what isn't aligned anymore. The kind who doesn't lower her voice to be understood. The kind who knows her value so deeply she doesn't need anyone else to confirm it. And that woman, she's the one I was too blind to appreciate. She's the one I now pray for, even if I'm no longer part of her story. I know you probably think I'm still the same man, still hiding behind excuses, still running from truth. But baby, I've changed, not because I wanted to, but because I had to. Your silence left me no choice. It cracked me open in places I never wanted to touch. It made me look at myself, not the version I tried to show you, but the one you saw anyway. The broken, scared, confused version that never felt worthy of your love. And now, I'm trying to become the man you always believed I could be. Not for you, but because you were right. I deserve to be him. But the hardest part? I don't know if I'll ever get to show you that. I don't know if our story still has chapters left, or if it ended quietly the day your soul whispered, "Enough." Baby, let us know below. Is there still a page left to write? Or was your silence the final word? I replay it all sometimes. The first message, the first laugh, the first time you told me something vulnerable and I made you feel safe. God, I miss that version of us. Before the silence, before the distance, before I let fear become my language and you had no choice but to fall quiet in return. And now, I know the truth. Your silence wasn't abandonment. It was self-respect. It was you refusing to beg for a love you were already giving in full. It was you realizing that you didn't have to prove your worth to someone too broken to see it. And baby, that changed everything, because I see you now. I see what I didn't before, and if I could go back and do it all again, I would answer every message. I would show up on every bad day. I would hold your hand every time you reached for mine. I would kiss your forehead and say, "You are not too much. You are exactly what I need." But I didn't. And that's my cross to carry. So now, I just hope that wherever you are, you're not looking back in pain. I hope you're looking forward in peace. I hope the silence I forced you into has become the space where your soul finally breathes again. Baby, let us know below. Are you happy now? Are you finally free, baby? I've stopped asking when you'll come back. Not because I've stopped wanting it, but because I've finally started respecting the silence you chose. It's sacred now. Your silence isn't a punishment. It's your power. It's you reclaiming your space, your voice, your light. And even if I never get to stand in that light again, I will honor it. Always. I used to believe that love meant holding on tight, but you taught me something different. You taught me that sometimes the purest form of love is letting go, releasing control, releasing ego, releasing timelines, and just allowing someone to find their freedom, even if that means they walk away from you. And baby, I know now, you didn't walk away to hurt me. You walked away to heal you. Value. And God, I pray that healing found you, because you deserve it. You deserve mornings filled with peace instead of doubt. You deserve love that pours into you without fear, without conditions. You deserve to wake up next to someone who doesn't make you question your worth, but reminds you of it every single day. And if that can't be me, then I pray it's someone who sees you the way I see you now. Clearly, completely, endlessly. And if I'm being honest, I don't know if I'll ever love anyone like I loved you. Not because others won't come along. They will. But because the way we connected, it was once in a lifetime. You were the fire I didn't see coming. The one that burned away every lie I told myself about what love should feel like. And now, everything else just feels quiet, empty, like I'm walking through life in black and white after seeing you in full color. There's a part of me that still listens for your laugh in crowded rooms, that still checks the time hoping for a message, that still dreams about us in those silent hours where the world falls away and is just me, my memories, and the love I didn't know how to keep. And maybe that'll never go away. Maybe you'll live in me forever, not as a regret, but as a reminder that real love doesn't fade. It just evolves, baby. Let us know below. Can you still feel this love? Or has it faded into something I'm not allowed to touch anymore? There's nothing left to say now that hasn't already been whispered between us in dreams, in memories, in that space where souls still speak, even when mouths go quiet. And if you never speak to me again, I'll understand. But if by some miracle this message finds you, if something in it stirs your heart the way your presence still stirs mine, then just know this: I loved you, I love you, and always will. Not because I want something from you, not because I need to fix what's already been broken, but because you were the first person who ever made me believe I had a soul worth saving. And no matter where this life takes us, across distance, through silence, past every missed moment, I will always carry you, not as a weight, but as a light. Baby, let us know below. Are you still carrying me too? Even just a little, baby. I keep trying to convince myself that I've accepted everything, that I've come to terms with the silence, but the truth, it still breaks me. Not like it used to, not with panic or rage, but with a quiet ache, the kind that shows up out of nowhere when I hear a song, or when I pass a place we once talked about visiting, or when I catch myself typing your name into my phone just to delete it before I hit send. It's not desperation, it's devotion, because even in this silence, even in this distance, my heart still remembers. It remembers the softness in your voice when you used to say my name. It remembers the way your energy wrapped around me even through a screen. It remembers how you made the world feel safer without even trying. And I wonder, do you remember too? Or has the silence softened those memories into something less vivid? Have you rewritten us into a chapter that no longer carries pain? Just a quiet lesson that shaped you? Because for me, baby, you're still a masterpiece. Not because you loved me, but because of who you became when you stopped. When you chose yourself. When you walked away without slamming the door, without blaming, without breaking, just breathing, just rising. You didn't leave to destroy me. You left to rebuild you. And somewhere deep down I knew that the moment you stopped chasing, the game was over. That's what no one talks about. The final shift. The moment the person who used to beg finally breathes without you. The moment you check their page and their energy isn't calling you anymore. The moment you go to send a message and stop yourself. That moment is where everything changes. And baby, we're living in that moment now. That space where you're no longer waiting and I'm no longer sure how to reach you. You used to orbit around my moods, my decisions, my detachment. Now I orbit around your absence. It's poetic, in a way, poetic and brutal, because everything I once took for granted now feels like gold slipping through my fingers. And I don't know if there's a way to stop it. Baby, let us know below. Have you truly made peace with the silence, or do you still wonder if I ever meant what I didn't say? I catch myself whispering into the darkness sometimes, saying things I should have said when it mattered. Things like, I'm sorry. Things like, I was scared. Things like, you were right, but they bounce back to me now, unanswered. Because your silence is firm, not cruel, not bitter, just final. And the truth is, I never thought you'd be the one to go silent. You were always the voice, the message, the hope, the reach. But now I understand what real strength looks like. It's not loud. It's not reactive. It's not about proving anything. It's about peace. And baby, your silence is the loudest piece I've ever heard. Do you know what I've realized? I used to call you emotional, but baby, you were intuitive. You felt things before I did. You knew what was coming before I could admit it. That's why you pulled away. That's why your silence arrived like a prophecy I never saw coming. You knew I wouldn't change until I had no choice. You knew I wouldn't wake up until the echo of you was louder than your presence ever was. And now, I'm wide awake, awake to the fact that I lost the one person who loved me in my silence, while I punished her for needing words. Awake to the reality that the woman who once chased me is now someone I watch walk forward without even looking back. Baby, let us know below. Did you see this coming long before I did? I still remember your goodbyes, not the dramatic ones, but the silent ones. The way your messages got shorter, the way your replies came slower, the way your energy stopped wrapping itself around mine. Those were the real goodbyes, and I ignored them. I acted like you'd never really leave. I thought I had time, and now time is all I have. Time and memory and silence. And maybe that's my lesson. Maybe this is what it feels like to stand in the ruins of something you never thought could fall. To feel the weight of a love you didn't protect. To ache for someone who no longer aches for you. And I'll carry that every day with humility, with grace, because you deserve that. You deserve someone who speaks when they feel. Someone who shows up the first time, not the 10th. Someone who doesn't wait for silence to make them realize your worth. And maybe now, maybe finally, I've become that someone, not just for you, but for myself. But it hurts, baby. God, it hurts to realize this too late. To know I could have loved you better. To know I had everything and treated it like a maybe. Baby, let us know below. Do you still feel the weight of what we could have been? Or have you finally put it down for good? Baby, there's no use pretending anymore. This silence, it's not just absence, it's consequence. And I feel it with every breath. Every moment you don't text. Every night I scroll, hoping to catch even a flicker of you. Every morning I wake up, and you're not in my notifications, not in my energy, not in my life. That's when I know I didn't just lose you. I lost the version of me that only existed when you loved me. And you did love me. God, did you love me in ways I didn't even think I deserved? You didn't just hold my hand. You held my soul. You saw every broken, shattered piece of me and didn't flinch. You stayed. You chose me when I couldn't even choose myself. And how did I repay you? With silence, with withdrawal, with fear disguised as indifference. And now, the silence is mine, my karma, my teacher, my echo. I hear your strength in the quiet now. I hear it in the absence of your voice, in the way your energy no longer wraps around mine like it used to. You've reclaimed yourself, your time, your heart, and I can't lie. There's something beautiful about that. Tragic, yes, but beautiful. Because, baby, you didn't just survive me, you outgrew me. And that's the kind of strength I never saw coming. They always say she'll never leave until she does. And when she finally walks away, it's not because she stopped loving, it's because she finally started loving herself more. That's you. You were the giver, the forgiver, the soul who always found one more reason to stay. Until you ran out of reasons. Until the silence became your answer. Until you turned all that love inward and became the woman I always feared you'd become. Powerful, untouchable, and finally, out of my reach. Baby, let us know below. Was it hard to walk away? Or did it feel like the freedom you'd been waiting for? There's something about the tables turning that no one warns you about. No one prepares you for the way your breath catches when the roles reverse. When the one you took for granted starts to glow in your absence. When the silence isn't a threat, but a revelation. A declaration, a soft but solid, I'm done. And that's what you gave me. Not anger, not chaos, just distance, just quiet. And in that quiet, I heard everything. I heard the exhaustion in your spirit. I heard the love that once flowed so freely finally settle into stillness. I heard the girl who once believed in me whisper to herself, no more. And now, I understand what I never wanted to face. I taught you how to live without me, slowly, accidentally, and now that you've mastered it, you don't even look back. You don't even look back. You don't chase. You don't explain. And somehow, that silence is louder than any I love you ever said to me, because it's final, it's real, it's yours. I used to think power was in control, but now I know power is in peace. And baby, you're peaceful now, you're radiant, you're unreachable in the best way, not because you're hiding, but because you've elevated. You're standing on ground I don't recognize anymore. And I'd be lying if I said that doesn't terrify me. Baby, let us know below, do you still remember what it felt like to love me? Or has the silence washed that all away? I scroll through our old messages sometimes, not because I want to live in the past, but because I miss who I was when I was still worthy of your words, your energy, your faith. Back then, I had a place in your heart, even if I didn't know how to protect it. Now, I'm just a memory, maybe even a warning. And I don't blame you for that. You see, I thought I was the one who had the upper hand. But your silence showed me otherwise. Your silence taught me that presence is power, that love doesn't beg, that when a woman chooses herself, the entire game changes. I look at you now and I don't see pain anymore. I see peace. I see someone who learned how to hold her own heart. Someone who doesn't look over her shoulder anymore, wondering if I'll show up. You stopped waiting. You stopped wishing. And I felt that shift like lightning in my chest. I felt the thread snap. I felt you let go. And baby, it brought me to my knees. Because while I was busy trying to keep distance, you were learning how to fly. And now you're soaring. Without me, baby, let us know below. Does it still hurt when you think of me? Or has your healing finally silenced the ache? Baby, if this is the last time my soul ever gets to speak to yours, let me make every word count. Let me pour it all out without filter, without fear, without ego. because you deserved that. You always did. Even when I couldn't say the right things, even when I chose silence, even when I let distance take the place of presence, you deserved more. And now that I can finally see what I couldn't before, I realize this silence between us, it wasn't the end of love. It was the beginning of truth. You were never asking for too much. You were asking for someone to meet you where you stood, fully, boldly, honestly. You were asking for a presence that matched your heart. And baby, I should have been that. I could have been that, but I wasn't. And now I'm standing here in the shadow of what we could have been, praying that somewhere deep in your spirit, you still carry the warmth of what we were. But I also know something else. Maybe the greatest act of love is knowing when to stop asking someone to come back. Maybe it's finally standing in the stillness and saying, she's free now, and she's flying. Because baby, you've become everything I couldn't see when you were too close. And if loving you now means loving you in silence, then I will do that. With reverence, you've always been the strongest one. You were the first to say I love you, and the first to let go when I couldn't match it. You were the first to see the truth in me, and the first to walk away when I refused to rise to it. And now, in this silence, you gifted me. I've grown, quietly, painfully, honestly. And if we never speak again, know this. You were never forgotten. You were never replaceable. You were never unloved. You were and always will be the standard. The storm and the calm. The fire and the healing. The one who walked into my life and turned my whole soul inside out. Just by being real. And if your silence is the last thing I ever receive from you, then I will treat it like gold. Because it came from the same mouth that once said, I believe in you. And baby, even though I didn't know how to hold that belief then, I hold it now. I hold you now. In every breath, in every step, in every piece of who I've become, baby. Let us know below, did you feel the shift? Did you feel how everything changed when you chose you? They say when the divine feminine rises, the world has no choice but to kneel. And baby, I kneel, not out of shame, but out of awe, out of honor, because I watched you rise from the pain I caused. I watched you take your heart back and turn it into a kingdom. And even if I never get to stand at your gates again, I will forever know that I once lived inside the most powerful soul I've ever known. So if you're listening, if your heart is still open to the whispers of the past, then know this. I'm not asking for another chance. I'm not asking for your forgiveness. I'm just saying, thank you. Following you. The second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time. Thank you for showing me what real love looks like. Thank you for walking away when I couldn't. Thank you for loving me even in my silence, and for teaching me that silence speaks too, baby. Let us know below. Do you feel how far we've come? Even if we never come back to each other, because wherever your path leads now, know this, you already won. You won the war they waged against your softness. You won the battle they thought you couldn't survive. You won the freedom I never thought you'd claim. And even if the story ends here, you are the most unforgettable chapter of my soul. And so with every ounce of love I never learned to show, I release you, I honor you, I remember you, and I love you forever. in the silence, baby. If this message reached the deepest part of you, let us know below. Let your voice echo back into this space so your divine masculine knows you felt it.